Today we're going to be taking a look at Studio Series Core Class Ratchet SS. Don't have a number. Let's see how fast we can kill this guy off. So here we have Ratchet out of the box. Comes with a few things. Of course, we get the obligatory instructions, a super sick backdrop where he met his untimely death, and accessories. So for accessories, Ratchet gets these pair of pistols here. Both are the same, yet different. Just kind of flipped, mirrored on each side. This, of course, again, is from that scene in the movie where he tries to dual wield on the Decepticons and gets murdered real quick, like, and in a hurry. They look good. You can get them in some pretty nice poses with these guns. You know, it's nice when these core class figures come with some kind of little accessory that makes sense. I'm looking at you, Iguanus. I don't know what that tuning fork thing you had was, but he looks really good in bot mode for the most part. I do have my few little issues with him. The main one being, man, I really hate painted fists. Cup was like this and it drove me crazy, and these core class ones like this, I get it, budget constraints, but man, this red paint on this white cast, just, it sticks out so much and bothers me. It just doesn't sit well with me. And same thing here in the crotch area. Just the paint, it looks good. It's good paint. Don't get me wrong, the paint's good quality. I don't think it's going to chip. There is a little bleed, of course, but you know, I'm not going to fault that. But it's just, maybe it's just the red on the white. It just doesn't look quite right to me. Head sculpt, however, does look very nice. To be such a small head sculpt, we've got some blue detailing on the eyes here. Nice silver head, get your focus there. Nice silver face. The crest is painted very nicely. I do have a paint chip right here on his chest, most likely due to the open box packaging we got now. On the back, light bar is also painted. Very nice. Bumper, we'll go over that later. Painting on the guns, silver. These are all cast in white. And then we have the silver paint on there. Very thick, durable looking silver paint on the guns. Imagine that this guy was on the same sprue when they tooled him. Like everything was on except for most likely these wheels, which who knows where those came from. Does make me wonder what those were on. But he looks pretty good. I mean, he's a core class figure. I hit this guy before he got the new price point, so I think he was like $8. So I mean, for $8, it's good. I mean, you know. But look at the back of him here again. I don't mind the painted light bar as much. No, there's a little bit of paint bleed, but this looks good here. It's just, I guess it's just these hands. These bother me so dang much, and this bothers me so dang much. Go over our articulation so we can get his big old chonky foot comes forward this much. Big old chonky foot goes back that much. We can get the can't quite get a 90 at the knee because of the panel here. I guess you could open that up, but then that's gonna break the silhouette even more. So very limited articulation there. Of course, you get a full 360 here at the knee because it's on a ball joint. A little bit of hip rotation here because of the ball joint. This guy is all ball joints. So the back, you get kind of a slight butterfly back. That's going to be due to transformation. You can get a full 360 all the way around. You get a 90, a little more than 90 at the arm, which is very nice. Nothing on the way back, and we get a full 360 at my camera not keeping focus for some reason this whole review. A full 360 at the elbow. So that's a quick look at him in his robot mode. Let's transform him up and look at him in his vehicle mode. All right, flip chest down, flip head down, push chest in, put back up. Arms come out, rotate, rotate, arms come back. Weirdest peg ever. Rotate, rotate, click in. Rotate, waist around, get the front of a van. Now we have a walker. Waist hinge, flips up. Legs out, open up, spin on the ball joint here, spin on the ball joint here, come into the side, collapse in here, same over here, tab in on top, or at least try to. Panel flips open, have a slight peg hole here, and a slight peg here. So collapse in here, and the same on this side. And this guy does not like to stay together for me for some reason, at least not cleanly. Lastly, his guns peg onto each side of him, which I love integrated weapon stores that actually makes sense and looks good. And I don't think this looks too bad, and honestly I think it makes this look a lot better. So for a quick overview of Ratchet here, I'll give you the turnaround on him. You know, looks pretty okay. There are just a few things that I'm not a fan of. There's a lot of detailing that's very nice. There's so much sculpted in detail. The windows carry across even though there's no paint here. The light bar on top, like I mentioned earlier, it's painted. Windshield wipers not painted, but we have a nice chromed out bumper here. Rolls pretty good. It's pretty alright, I would say. For what it is, it's pretty okay. I like the Starscream and the Core Class much better. And Iguanus, that figure was phenomenal. That thing is amazing. This, on the other hand, I take some umbrage with it. This will not stay together. It's not going to happen. Those weird pegs inside the fist, I don't know if that's part of the issue, but it just does not want to stay together. It could just be my copy, and I'm not going to be too crazy about it because it's a Core Class figure. You can't be mad at that. It is what it is for paying $10. I will say for just $20 more, if you want to get like a Masterpiece Legend scale, you know, there are some nice MS and New Age things out there. So, but that's a quick look at the vehicle mode here. We'll throw them back in bot mode and do some final impressions. So some final thoughts on Ratchet here. It's a pretty cool looking figure in bot mode. I like aspects of him. Like I mentioned before, these fists bother me. The red. Do like the weapons. Transformation has some fun little flippies on it. Like this is a very interesting way, I feel, to make some feet there. Also one little thing in the head for transforming back into vehicle mode. I think it's very nice if I can get it to do it here. There we go. That when his head's down like this, you can get a little tab here to help you push the head back up. That is very nice little engineering consideration. That's really cool because I could see how that would get stuck down there very easily. But yeah, it's, you know, maybe a little hidden feature. You could peg a gun on the inside of his leg here if you wanted to have a little leg draw. Of course, that's going to mess with his posing, but I don't know, kind of neat maybe. But all in all, it's an okay figure. I don't like to be negative on things, just at least overly negative on things. But I'm going to call a spade, and I mean, see, here he looks really good. He looks really, really good. But he's just not fun to transform to me, at least, and that's nothing against the engineers, it's just my personal preference. I know those guys work very hard at what they do, and they're working with some very small things. And he does some cool little twists and turns. Like I said, the spin around to make the bumper come to the front, these flipping out, those are really, really cool transformation points. Should you get it? If you want something, a little fidget that's cheap, go for it. I would say maybe just hold out and get the Studio Series one that's going to come eventually. It's only going to be 20 more bucks. Or if you want a Legend scale and you want to spend 20 more bucks, just do pull an old Magic Square like old Primey here. Of course, this is Prime, not Ratchet, but still, those are some great figures too. Got them over, so we might as well just take a look what they look like together. So But yeah, it's been my review of Legend Scale Core Class Transformers the Movie Studio Series 86 Ratchet, who has no Studio Series number. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram if you want. I've been doing a lot more things on YouTube with some shorts here lately, which is pretty fun. But yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys. Leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation. Tell me what you think about this guy. Tell me what I may have missed or what I'm not getting. Love to talk to people. Love to hear other people's opinions about these things. So, as always, guys, hope you have a great day. God bless.